The 4th of July holiday has the cruise lines offering some of their best deals of the entire year. But not all deals are created equal. In fact, some of the best deals happen before the sale even begins. And some deals, well, they're not what they pretend to be. Watch out for number 5. I'm Gary with Optimal Cruising, giving you the cruise insider information you need to avoid mistakes, save money, and protect yourself so that you can have your best cruise ever. I have been searching for cruise deals for decades, and one thing I've found out is that before major sale periods like the 4th of July sale, cruise lines will begin testing the waters. They want to see what works and what doesn't work before the major sale comes up, and 4th of July is one of the big ones during the year. It's when a lot of cruisers are thinking about booking a last-minute cruise maybe for the end of the summer or maybe for shoulder season. You can see here MSC was offering 40% off plus kids sale free for Memorial Day. Norwegian was matching that kids sale free deal, which they don't always do, as well as the free at sea program and up to 50% off of their cruises. And then cruise lines like Carnival and Princess were offering very low deposits and discounts off their cruise. All of these things are more or less tactics to get you to book with that particular cruise line. What you really got to do is look at the bottom line price. If you find a great price on a cruise before the 4th of July, go ahead and book it. Don't wait for a better deal on the 4th of July because you can still check those sales. And if that price has gone down, the cruise lines will match it as long as you're not within that period of when you had to make that final payment. And this is good news for anybody who's already booked a cruise months ago. Now is a good time at these upcoming sales periods like the 4th of July holiday sale to see if your particular cruise hasn't had a price drop. If it has, call up that cruise line or call your travel agent. That could save you hundreds of dollars on your entire cruise. And when you're price shopping for these holiday sales, don't just check in one place. Check the cruise line you're interested in, check their website direct, see all that they're offering for that cruise and the bottom line price. And then check that same cruise on a cruise travel agency's website. Some of these cruise travel agencies, like the one I use, Cruise Direct, I have a link in my description if you're interested, they will offer you additional perks on certain cruises. So it's always worth to check both places. And then if you do book with the travel agency, usually you have better service. And if you have a price drop in the future, for example, they will take care of getting that fixed for you. And while we can often find some great deals during these sales periods, they really are marketing tactics like this next thing that you don't want to fall for. One thing I really don't like is being pressured when I'm making a buying or purchasing decision. And cruise lines use this as a major marketing tool. You will see for all the holiday sales, they put on these countdown timers to kind of pressure you in to buy now before that sale ends. But as you can see here, those timers really don't mean anything and you can completely ignore them. I took these screenshots of these Memorial Day sales from a few major cruise lines the day after Memorial Day. And as you can see, they extended the Memorial Day sale and likely they'll extend it again or they'll drop it for a week and it'll come back as a sale under a different name. If you're not finding what you want, don't impulse buy. There's no need for it. You'll find deals coming up again from time to time that are very similar to the ones being offered now. I have found that it varies from year to year and from sales period to sales period which cruise line is offering the best deals. And right now, if you are traveling with more than 2 people, hands down, your best bet is to go with a Royal Caribbean or an MSC or Norwegian, as they're giving the most incentives on price to add a 3rd and 4th passenger, especially if they're children. And if having a lower deposit helps you out, you can go with Carnival and Princess during these sales periods. They're going to have this same offer for the 4th of July sale. It's a $25 deposit. That's all you need to put down per person. So if you're booking a cruise that's 6 months to a year out and you're going to be saving up for that cruise over the next several months, You can save your money now and just put down a very small deposit, and you lock in that cruise while you're saving up for that final payment date. But the bottom line for this year is that Norwegian Cruise Lines is hands down the winner for 4th of July sales. In fact, I've checked the prices on all the major cruise lines, and leading up to this holiday sale, Norwegian cannot be beat. If you can find a cruise you want to book on Norwegian, now is the time to book it. This July 4th sale is unbeatable. Not only are they throwing in the free at sea, which has been going on for some time, where you get the free dining package, the free beverage package, the free Wi-Fi package. You also get free excursion credits towards their excursions. And they are throwing in now, they've piled on top of that, kids sailing for free, which wasn't included just a month ago. Not to mention, they've really revamped their private island. So if you're doing a cruise in the Bahamas or the Caribbean, you're likely going to stop at Great Stirrup Cay. And it's a big improvement over what it was 10, 15 years ago. It's really been built up. There's a whole new pool, lagoon area there, fresh bars, fresh eating establishments, and their drink package is included on Great Stirrup Cay, which gives them an edge over some of their competitors. And while Norwegian seems to have the best overall value for their deals being offered this 4th of July, you can use this next strategy to enhance the deals of any cruise line. But speaking of deals, if you're interested in booking a cruise, we do maintain a list of some of the best prices you can book right now. If you'd like a copy of that, just comment deals or click on the deals link in our description. But if you're searching simply for the lowest price on a cruise, you're leaving money on the table during these major sales periods. Because cruise lines are always competing on price. You can find a good deal on price pretty much anytime. But during these major sales periods like the 4th of July, you can find additional promos that are usually not offered. Those are the deals you need to stack in order to take full advantage of what the cruise lines are offering. During major holiday sales like the 4th of July, you can stack deals with any cruise line. When you're going to book, look at what they're offering for the drink package, specialty dining package. Many of them are offering kids sail free or 3rd and 4th guests for free. All of these things can be combined into your cruise to get great value. Whereas if you're booking in the middle of April, you might find a similar price that's good compared to what's being offered now, but you might not be able to get all these extras for as cheap as you can get them now, or even in some cases for free. And then another promo they'll offer, in particular Princess likes to do this one, is they'll increase the onboard credit they're offering for booking. So that means where you might not have had any onboard credit, now you're getting a $100 onboard credit. That's extra money that you're going to use during your cruise. And these are all the things you can combine to get the best value. So if you're going to book packages like the drink package or the specialty dining package, check the deals, and you probably want to book them now during the sales period instead of waiting, because you may find that that price goes up after the sales period is over. And this is especially true with Norwegian, because if you decline the free at sea option, sometimes they will give you an option to add that later, but in many cases they don't. Next, I'm going to get to some red flag deals, or deals that are just a little too good to be true. But first, if you would take a minute and hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow and will continue to bring you Cruise Insider information. These are 5 red flags to watch out for when you're navigating these July 4th deals, because it's not only the cruise lines that are taking advantage of the holiday to offer some great savings, but there's also some less than savory people on the internet trying to lure you in with prices too good to be true. And then there's some mistakes that people make when they book these things that end up eroding their deal away. The first red flag requires you checking the cruise line website as well as a third-party website. And this is because if you only book with a third-party website and you see a price that seems too good to be true for a cruise, and it's throwing in free drinks, free Wi-Fi, whatever else they're promising you. And then you check on the cruise line's website and they're offering that same cruise for the same price, but none of the extras are mentioned at all. That's a red flag. Cruise line prices on their website are not going to differ very much from what you find on an independent cruise travel agency. So there are some unsavory agencies out there trying to lure you in with promises, and then once you book, you find out you didn't get those extras, but you've already booked. It's the old adage, if it sounds too good to be true, yeah, it probably is. The second red flag has to do with price drop protection. Now, most major cruise lines will tell you, if you ask them, that if the price drops, they will match that drop as long as it is before the final payment is due. If you're booking with a third party, you need to ask them this same thing, because some third parties have their own inventory to sell you and they're selling it to you at that price. And if that price drops on the cruise line website, they're not going to match it. If you book with a third party like Cruise Direct, which is the company I have in my description, they offer a low price guarantee, which means no matter where that price comes down, whether it be with the cruise line or some other agency, they're going to match it. So you want to have that in writing from whoever you're booking with if you're not booking direct with the cruise line. The third red flag is non-refundable deposits. Now, to be fair, I often put down non-refundable deposits myself because oftentimes you can get a better deal that way. However, I'm aware of the risk. And if I were to have to change my cruise, I would lose that deposit. So even though it seemed like a great deal, that would take away or erode the value of that deal. Many of the major cruise lines will offer you to book at a slightly higher level, meaning your bottom line price is slightly increased, but your deposit becomes refundable, or at least you're allowed to make a change if you needed to with no fee or no consequences. So it's important to consider that because it might be worth paying an extra $30, $40 a person just to secure that you can get that money back if you need to, or at least change your cruise dates if you need to. That way, if something comes up and you need to make a change, it's not taking away that great deal you just booked. The fourth red flag is that a lot of cruise lines will exclude certain sailings from these great deals. In fact, I do believe that Royal Caribbean for this 4th of July will be offering 3rd and 4th passenger free, up to $1,000 off the price of their cruises, and some additional onboard credit incentives. But they won't likely be offering those for Star of the Seas or Utopia of the Seas. They're going to be offering them for some of their older or smaller ships. So when you read that promo of everything they're giving you for this 4th of July holiday sale, make sure you search up the exact cruise you want and make sure all those same promo items are listed for that cruise. And then the fifth red flag is fake original prices. So that $1,000 off that Royal Caribbean says they're going to be giving you off your cruise, well, was that cruise ever really costing $1,500 and now they brought it down to $500? Probably not. Throughout the year, there's always discounts going on. Just like 99% of the time, hotel rates are much below their rack rates. It's the same with the cruising industry. They're just pricing things so that it looks like you're getting a great deal. This is why it's very important to be checking over a period of time. I would start right now. Even if you find something great, if not, keep checking until the 4th. That way you'll know if they didn't raise the price of a particular cruise you're interested in to offset some of the extra incentives they're throwing in. That's why it's important to be tracking prices over a period of time, because you'll see how they fluctuate. And then you'll know once the 4th of July sale comes around if they aren't even raising that price a bit to compensate for some of the extras that they're throwing in. Sometimes they do that, not always, but at least if you're tracking prices, you'll be a well-informed buyer. Some cruise lines have been offering great deals so far this year, and if you combine that with a holiday sale like the 4th of July, you might just make out with some awesome value on your next cruise. But no matter what deal you get, once you step foot on that cruise, the cruise line's going to be trying to take more money out of your wallet. I'll tell you all about that right here.